the Trading Market Technicals Morning Call video for Friday, November 15th. Another update in the markets. Dow Jones up 54, Nasdaq up 7, S&P up 8, Russell down 74 cents, took a little bit of a break, but nonetheless, these indexes are continuously making new highs. Little help from Janet Yellen yesterday in a conference stating that status quo for her. She's going to continue to accommodate because she feels the need that unemployment has to continuously go higher. But the question is, well, why is my father or your mother out of work if the markets are making new highs? And that's a big question out on the internet I've noticed lately. But nonetheless, the markets continue to grind higher. We are making new highs as we speak in the E-mini S&P. You can see here in the contract, 1791.25, 1791.75 is the new all-time high in the E-mini S&P, and we are now continuously breaking out of it. Now, I think personally am looking for some sort of a pullback here. I just can't see the markets continually grind higher. However, it's not what I think, it's what the markets are doing. So we are going to continuously buy strong stocks on pullbacks, sell weak stocks on rallies. But problem is that most of the indexes are rallying. So if you're not an indexer, you're not really doing too much. But there are some stocks. You got to be kind of selective. But if you're in front of the screen and you see the price action, a lot of stocks are jittery, and what I mean by that is that a couple of down ticks and all of a sudden markets, depending on what stock you're playing, moves lower in the first 5 or 10 minutes, and then the stock or the index will recover and then start to move again. So the markets are definitely jittery. I'm not going to show you any indicators right now because they are all reading overboard. They're all pointing lower for a pullback. Stocks aren't moving while the indexes are making new highs. I've showed that to you all week this week, so I'm just going to keep it clean, go right to the chart segment, and I'm just going to tell you what I am looking for here. We have another retracement of the 216, and then, of course, there's the 2618 way up above, but this is the closest one right now that I'm looking for, and 1829 would be the really stretch. If you can see from October 9th, we've only been down about 3 days. From here, this is the biggest one day down, and then we had the big reversal again, and then another big up day on Wednesday. So as you can see here, this is continuously making new highs. So 1800 in the minis is going to be the next area of resistance, which is just basic round lots of resistance. But above that, the next target will come into the 1825, 1829 area, and I mean, I wouldn't doubt that it cannot get up there. I mean, we're continuously going higher. I would not be shorting anything because that's what's happening here. Shorts are getting crushed because we're behind. They put the stops right behind this area here where it consolidated, and then they break out, and the shorts got to cover, adding fuel to the buying. And I personally, to me, this doesn't look like it's going to end well because we are in a massive asset bubble now, and this is just going to continue to rise until something stops it. And we're not the ones to do it. We're the ones to follow what the trend is for the day. Okay, I want to show you what I'm looking at here at some of these averages. Now, if you look at this area here, this is the area, the new area that I'll be looking for a breakdown. And every time we move up higher, we're going to have to, I just want to move this here. And I'm going to take this out. And 1770 is going to be the new area that I'm going to be looking for a break lower and a continued break lower. Okay, so these are the areas that I'm looking for here. These are some key pivotal areas of support and resistance. Now this actually acts as support, as you can see. So this is the area 1770 is going to really need to start breaking down in order for us to really start to capitulate to the downside. But as you can see, guys, we have a lot of support. So it's going to take a lot to break down here. But if you look at, now if you go back and you could see how crazy this market is, and if I just put this down back to a daily chart, I mean, this is ludicrous. I mean, this is going all the way up back from 2012. Market's up 27%. I mean, it's just unheard of. But nonetheless, you got to see you can't fight the trend. So getting back to when we put it back to the 1 hour chart, you could see clearly here that we had that dip lower. They rallied them back. They tried to sell them off. They didn't. And now we're breaking back up higher, continue the trend. If you look at the averages, they're all continually moving higher. So again, the trend remains to the upside. There's a lot of risk up buying at these areas. I'm not saying the market can't go to 1800 or 18 and a quarter, but I personally I am not looking to add. And if I am buying something, I'm buying something that dipped lower into some good support, but I'm just not buying. Most of these stocks are up 50, 60, 80% throughout the year, the course of the year, and now stalling. I see a lot of stocks starting to stall. And to me, that tells me that the markets are extremely tired. And what happens is in the overnight session, you have a lot of the Europeans, the Asian markets, they start buying the S&P and start bringing it up higher. So the markets actually just move up. They kind of pause, as you can see here, what happened yesterday, and then start to break back up again. So again, just a reminder, just be very cautious out there because this is not normalcy in the markets here. Okay, take a look at USO. Now, I like the area where oil is, USO. I do like the area. A lot of support here in this area, guys. So we're back down here again. Let the markets chop around. But again, this is the area in USO, 34.40, 34.45 for counter trend trade. I'd be looking for, and again, that's a quick trade. Profits take them out until we break this bearish symmetry of lower lows and lower highs. The markets is still, in fact, in a downtrend. Okay, so but we are starting to see a little pop here in the stochastics and the MACD starting to curl over. So we're getting a little bit of demand down here. And, of course, the markets are a little tight as far as selling off because it's been selling off since the beginning of September. And we're now in the middle of November. So just something to keep an eye on for a trade. Gold, I have no trade in gold at the moment. Again, I am a better short seller in gold way up above the upper levels, not at these areas here. Spiders, just want to run through the indexes. As you can see, broke out all new time highs. And now we're taking this out. So we're going to be looking for, and I'm just going to bring this up here. That's really going to be your next target. It's going to be, let's just take this area right here. Okay. All right, so we're going, the upside target here is going to be 185, the upper end of this trend line. So this is coming back from the 2012 lows, November. So we're going to be looking for this area here because we're really, again, on uncharted territories and we're extremely overbought. MACD stochastics had a little bit of volume. Volume did creep up a little bit, which is nice to see. But again, I'd be watching for any signs of this market starting to stall out here. I would not be shorting because it's stalled, but I'd be looking for signs of some sort of a tradable top. Again, I'd like to see capitulation. I'd like to see the markets rip to the upside, up 100, 200 points from here, and then I would be, no question about it, looking for a short play. Diamond, same thing. This is going to get boring, guys, because it's the same thing here. IWMs, we broke out of this little flag pattern here. It's a little downtrend line, and we kind of stalled out, and that's fine. As long as we're outside that panel, inside day, if we start to take out here, building energy, you can see the stochastics. MACD here just unwound its overbought reading. Stochastics did the same, and now we're just flagging here. We have Bollinger Bands tightened, so it looks like, to me, energy is building. Transportation sector, all-time highs, as you can see. Help from the oil sector starting to break down. So again, when you see oil start to rally, this is going to start to break down again. Excuse me. So again, this is going to be the target line right up in here, 129. We're almost there. Probably about 2 points. Call it 130 if you will. And the XLF. Now here is something interesting to me. I like the banks. I like the banks for a breakout. I think the banks are starting to break out. Citibank, JP Morgan, Goldman Sachs, three of my favorites. I look at the XLF here, actually did break out, and it's challenging the all-time highs here from this day. So I'll be looking for the banks for a play today on any pullback, on any weakness. Start looking because interest rates are starting to rise, and it's going to be good for the banks. Remember JP Morgan, we're in this symmetrical triangle. We stopped right at this area, a big breakout. I think you're going to challenge the highs here to $57. Goldman, the same thing. Goldman here, just sitting here. Nothing wrong with this stock, with this stock at all. We're sitting back above, easy to manage if you want it on a breakout above 164, or your stops would be just below 159. If you're depending on your trading plan, you could even bring it down below this area here to give it more room. But I like Goldman as well. Three banks: Goldman, JP Morgan, and Citibank for a breakout. And of course, here is Apple. Apple did break out. Remember, I said watch Apple on a breakout. So Apple, to me, any pullback here is buyable at the moment, and your target's going to be 540, and then we will reevaluate again. And lastly is just the Qs. As you can see here, tech starting to go on all cylinders as well. Okay, guys, happy Friday. Enjoy the weekend. Be very cautious today. Remember, on Fridays we have generally a bullish bias, so keep that in mind. Okay, for Friday we'll have a big analysis on Monday. Hopefully, just hopefully, if the market can pull back a little bit, 3, 4, 5% would set up a lot of good buyable stocks here in the market. Have a great day. Enjoy the weekend. Take care, everybody.